Hello, I am back. I am going to attempt to do 2 videos in one. Okay, a follow-up video to the Blacks in America did not want integration, and I'm following up that video because I was not able to give you the names of the townships, and so that's definitely something I want to give you. And then the other aspect, the other part of our brain we'll be using is, it's been 6 months since I've done a hair video, and I am currently, hold on one second, fresh from washing my hair. And while I'm doing this update video of the Black Townships, I'm going to attempt to do a quick little hair progress update video by doing a comb out and applying my leave-in conditioners at the same time. Let's see how this goes. Get a little bit more here. Maybe I can get more of myself in the frame. Okay, let's start with the first Black Township that I'm going to discuss, and that would be the township of North Brentwood, and that was in Maryland. It was incorporated in 1924. Brentwood was in Prince County. It was the first black municipality. It was developed from farmland owned by Walker A. Bartlett, a white commander of the 19th Infantry of the U.S. Colored Troops in Brownsville, Texas during the Civil War. Let's see. Next township I'm going to give you is the Township of Refuge, which was in Weeksville, New York. It was formed in 1838 by a black freeman, indigenous person, named James Weeks, after he purchased a large amount of land from Henry C. Thompson, another black man. The town is located in what is now called Bedford-Stuyvesant region of Brooklyn, New York. You niggas ain't never left. And it became the second largest community for free blacks in the pre-Civil War era. Oh, there were free blacks living in Bed-Stuy, New York before the Civil War. Oh, Lincoln did not free your black ass? You mean there were black folks living in Bed-Stuy, New York, pre-Civil War, free? Okay, let's continue. It also became a safe haven for northern blacks trying to get away from racial turmoil. Oh, so you trying to tell me that blacks running away from enslavement did not have to run to Canada, that they could go to Bed-Stuy, New York? Is that what you're saying to me? In Brooklyn? Oh, okay, so they didn't have to go to Canada? Okay, they could go to Brooklyn. Okay, that makes more sense. Would you run to Canada from D.C.? Would you run to Canada from Maryland? Or would you run to New York, to Bed-Stuy, where it was a whole community of free black people? Where would you run? Tell me. Please, share in the comments. Let's see. Next one. Black Wall Street, Greenwood, Oklahoma. The Greenwood District was one of the most affluent African-American townships in the U.S., and it boasted of many successes. Now, another thing, when you guys do your own research, know that there was more than one Black Wall Street. Know that, okay? We didn't have one Black Wall Street. There was many Black Wall Street. It wasn't just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, so back to this. Successful businessman, sprawling residence. However, in June of 1921, it was burned to the ground by white rioters. White rioters. let's actually say who those people really were. Those were white immigrants. Okay? Thugs. Gangs in New York. Gangs in New York. Go watch that movie. Gangs in New York. Okay? Thugs. Immigrants. Okay? Burnt the whole township down. Okay? "35 city blocks was destroyed and over 300 indigenous black Americans were murdered." So multiply that times 10. And you know what's so funny in these stories? Because they like for you to be defeated, right? Because they're writing spells. These are curses and spells. The history. The lies they tell you. They say stuff like 300 of you guys died and only 3 of them died. They a lie. They a lie. Because just like it's bitches like me alive today, it was bitches like me alive back then. Okay? And just like the bitches that raised me, okay, were alive when they was alive, they spirit, they DNA, they energy was alive back then too. And I'll be goddamn, if you killed 300 of us, bitch, we got 300 of you. But they ain't never going to tell you that in history. Because they want black folks to feel subjugated, weak, docile, broke down, lost. You know, you just took it. No, you didn't. Okay? Because apparently it was some niggas in Bed-Stuy who was free before the Civil War. And if you got to their asses, you would be free too. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Next. The Land of Promise in Mount Bayou, Mississippi. Okay, Mount Bayou was an all-black town located in the Yazoo Delta of northwest Mississippi, established in 1887 by Isaiah Montgomery and 12 other pioneers. The town was considered a new land of promise for black Americans. Okay? According to Reference Guide, African American History. See, there wasn't no such thing as an African American back then. So when you start seeing people referencing yo people with lingo from Jesse Jackson, fuck him. You know they rewriting history. That's rewriting history. Because when you change people's names, right? You change their names, right? What happens to their old name? What happens to the old understanding of self? So, when I was born, there wasn't no such thing as African American. When I was born, on my birth certificate, it says black. Okay? By the time I got to elementary school, okay, before Roots came out, by the time I got to elementary school, we was calling ourselves Afro-American. A-F-R-O. Had nothing to do with Africa. It had to do with black American culture here. The Afro. Okay? No. Okay? So, when you change my what's on my birth certificate, right, from black to now African American, in 100 years, right, anybody could say that black people went extinct. They vanished off the face of the planet. They're gone, right? African Americans are extinct. How did they become extinct? Because they weak and the white man came in with guns and subjugated him and imprisoned him and all that shit. Is that why? No, nigga. The power of the pen. They erased your ass with a fucking pen. And then they rewrote history and changed the names. So in 100 years, no, there ain't no black folks. They disappeared in 1970, went in fucking 80, right? In 100 years, there ain't no Negroes. The Negroes are no longer. They are extinct. How? They were weaker than us. We came in. No, nigga. They changed your name with a fucking pen. And now you extinct. Because now they done named your ass something else. So in 200 years, right? Since they letting all these motherfucking Africans over here, right? Letting all they motherfucking asses in. On this land, right? Aren't they African Americans? So in 200 years, your ass is going to be gone. You'll be gone. Somebody can easily say you extinct. And you'll be your great-great-grandbaby with all her fucking blackness. I'll be standing right next to them talking about, no, my grandmama name is Rihanna. And she used to sing and be a hip-hop star. And she was from Barbados. And she had a lot of friends who was... Let me stop.